Thanks for joining us. We're going to talk all about how you get meals delivered to you with WaiterWheels.com, 10 years old. And we have the co-founder, Chris Aparicio, and Dermot Woods, co-owner. Thank you very much for being on.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back. 10 years ago, somebody said to somebody, let's deliver meals from fabulous restaurants in Hartford. Was that you?
Yes, it was me and my college roommate.
From Rutgers, you said?
Yes.
And you were sitting around and you were thinking what?
Well, I was actually in Boston, and I was completely in a whole different industry. I was in finance. So
Wall Street, you're going to be a Wall Street guy. Was that it?
That was the plan, but I decided to do this. But yeah, I'd come back from work. I was 26 and didn't cook at all. So
Still don't cook, right?
yeah, there was a similar service in Boston.
So it was like, how do I get food to me?
Right. And every day after work, I'd come home, order from them, and it was awesome. And after that, I just figured, hey, this could work in the Hartford area, which I grew up in. So I rang my buddy up, who was in New Jersey at the time, and asked him if he wanted to do it. And 10 years later, we're still going. So
now, where did Dermot come in to Waiter Wheels? How did you find him? Because now you've expanded to the New Haven area. So you've got Hartford area, New Haven area. You have what, 25 drivers or so?
Yep.
And you're partnering with restaurants.
Yeah.
So how did you find Chris?
I've kind of always been in the restaurant industry.
Over in Ireland or here?
Both. But I went to culinary school in Hartford. I actually spent a few years in New York City, and I moved to Hartford to go to culinary school with all intentions of going back to New York City. But I kind of got used to the pace of life here in Connecticut.
A little slower, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit, and that suited me. So I really enjoyed culinary school. It opened up a lot of doors to me. And at the time, I was working as a GM in West Hartford. And I was working really, really crazy hours, long hours. The wife wasn't too happy with that. So I was kind of looking for a different, I wanted to stay in the restaurant industry, and I noticed there was an opening with Waiter Wheels. And I interviewed with Chris, I think in 2011 maybe?
yes.
Yeah.
So you've been along for the ride for a while.
Yeah, so I was managing the Hartford area, and then we went from there and ended up expanding into New Haven.
So how do you guys get your restaurants? And how do you dispatch? So take me through this. You started this in Hartford, and you said your dispatch center is there.
Yep. So our headquarters are there, which we take in all the orders either by online on our site or over the phone. We have about 4 dispatchers that take orders, and after that they dispatch the drivers out, and then they pick up the food from one of our restaurants. We have about 75
restaurants in the state of Connecticut.
Yes.
Yep, around that, yeah, and growing. We have a few coming
Well,
on.
you guys are going to need more than 25 drivers. So if I go on WaiterWheels.com, can I order a meal tonight for you
Yes.
guys to deliver?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I pay the driver a tip. How does the business model work here?
So you can pay by most of our orders are by credit card, and then you can add the tip right then and there online, or you can do it after when the driver gets to you.
Yeah.
What are some of the pitfalls that you found early on in this business? Reliable drivers, maybe?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the very beginning, it was just me and my business partner Kevin doing everything. We were driving, we were dispatching.
Were you thinking, I should have gone to Wall Street, I should have gone to Wall Street?
So eventually it picked up. I mean, we started with 8 restaurants that, luckily those 8 had our faith in, 20-year-old people just,
Did you partner with Max
kids.
Restaurant Group? Was that one of them?
Yes, that was the turn.
And they're fabulous.
Yes, they're
That was
great.
kind of the turning point, I think, for them back then. They had some pretty good restaurants on with them, but I think once the Max Group got on, it kind of caught on. And that
Are there some restaurants that you won't take? Or do you just do everybody?
No, we definitely like to partner up with, the not necessarily national chains, but ones that were
Reliable, that their food is good.
Yeah, they're founded in Connecticut, and but we do service every restaurant that wants our service.
So we talked about some of the pitfalls. What were some of the pitfalls early on when you got on, before this got going and you had 75 restaurants?
I mean, just touching on the expansion into New Haven, that was a big challenge for us because we both live in kind of Hartford area, and it's not a huge distance, but like having distance there was initially a little bit of a challenge. We knew that there was just as many good restaurants, if not better, restaurants in the New Haven area as we're blessed to have in the
We're a
Hartford
foodie
area.
town too. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's some great restaurants that we have on board with us, and we're excited to have. But that definitely was a little bit of a challenge. Not so much anymore. I'm up and down 91 like a yo-yo, pretty much every day. But aside from that, I mean, it's just finding consistency, really. Just again in New Haven, like we had to kind of get the lay of the land, and the way our delivery software works and stuff. We just have to know the terrain really, and we're 2 years now into New Haven, so we know where we're going pretty much, and it's a lot more smoother now than when we first started. So.
What can you use more of? Can you use more restaurants? Can you use more drivers? Are you finding that people want to stay at home and order a pretty nice meal from a driver and not go out sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, it's all exposure, really. I mean, we want to make sure that people understand that these great restaurants that we have are there for delivery. Not all of them offer delivery, and you wouldn't expect them to. So it's kind of unique that we can do that and provide that service for them. And there's a lot of companies similar to us out there, and I think we're the longest running in the state. It's all about exposure, really, and people understanding what exactly we are and that we provide this service.
So Chris, 10 years, you've made it 10 years. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Because you started in 2006. Where do you see this going? Are there some offshoots coming from this business?
Yeah, I think the industry as a whole, well, nationwide, it's changing, but we still like to keep that local, I guess, the customer service from all the administrators or doctors' offices that call us like to hear a voice rather than a computer or.
It's so refreshing.
Yeah, it's someone out in like the Midwest or LA taking your order versus someone that you've always talked to every week and knows the order and knows exactly what you want. I think that's what's keeping us up competing with the national delivery services.
Who are your biggest? Where do the orders come from? You mentioned a doctor's office. If they're having a function, I mean, will you deliver 25 meals at a time sometimes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Give me a scope of who calls you up and where you deliver.
We get anywhere from we have a $20 minimum, so someone that on a rainy night or watching a movie, they just order a couple of meals, and we've delivered to for guests up to 100 people, at corporate events and stuff like that. So our restaurants are equipped to deal with anything, and they can turn around stuff pretty quick. Sometimes we get orders right at 10, 11 a.m. Someone that forgot they have a big luncheon coming up,
Oh
and
my
they
gosh.
need they need something quality pretty fast.
That would be me.
Yeah,
Hello?
I mean,
Can you-
we're all
can you work
running
this out?
around pretty fast, so yeah, we can definitely, we're equipped to do that too. And
So from what time to what time do you deliver?
For lunch, it's 10 to 2.
Okay.
And we take a little break in between, and then dinner starts at 4:30 and up to 10 o'clock.
All right, so if I call you at 10, I'm not getting a dinner late at night.
oh, if we'd do anything for you, Anne. If we saw your number there, we'd be like, yeah, we're open until 11.
Well, I just appreciate you telling me. This is a whole business model about delivery.
Yeah.
And people these days, they want what they want now, right?
Yes.
So, as you said, if you're sitting there with your sweetheart or mom and dad or whatever, and you want 2 meals delivered, and I call up, I'm not calling a restaurant in Hartford, or am I? Can I call Hartford and you drive it down to New Haven?
We're not there quite yet. I mean, Hartford, if you go on most of the people order through the site, and you put your address in, and all the restaurants pop up that are kind of available to you.
Pick from one of those that's nearby. Right?
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, you'll have 50 options or whatever it is, and some of them will be a little further away. There'll be a little higher delivery fee, but we give you like a 15-minute window. Like it kind of calculates prep time, your distance from the restaurant, you know, the size of your order, and then it gives you like this 15-minute window. So we're like something like I think 98% or 99% within that window. That's kind of what we pride ourselves on.
Wow.
You know, just when people are hungry and they want their food, it has to get there. So we kind of figured out the best way to do that, and that's primarily what we do. So we kind of really pride ourselves on getting there in that window.
Are all your cars marked? WeederWheels.com?
No.
No, okay.
His is.
Yeah, mine is. Yeah.
Because you've got to get the logo out.
Yeah.
I know.
Right?
I'm zipping around New Haven. I want people to see it. So yeah.
And so I wish you guys good luck. I think this is awesome. And like you said, you've already made it. It's 10 years. Dermot Woods and Chris
Aparicio.
Aparicio. I apologize for that. Thank you very much. And good luck with WaiterWheels.com. And I'll be ordering sometime soon.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you,
Awesome.
man. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Made a trivial pursuit, spend one this in. Who is this girl I spend all night kissing? And if one was right here, then who else is missing? Got a little sidetracked if I'm a wishing to find the keys to the door, but it's also a metaphor. Things keep locked in the grocery store, but mine just the same time. I skip right ahead to the last ride. The harder we look, the less we can see. Don't you know, that you need me.